Good evening. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? This is Paul, K4PEW net control for the Mount Juliet Radio Simplex Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Very good. If you have an emergency or you have a need of some help in some way, call 911 first, but you can call us if you need to. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Saturday and Wednesday evening. We conduct a net on 146.415 FM Simplex. You can reach us on 146.415.net, 146.415.net on the web, or you can see us on Yahoo Groups, MJ_SS, or you can send me an email at Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net, or you can go on the live feed here on YouTube, and you can either look me up under my call, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, or you can just search for the channel, which is Brain Trusts, BRAINTRUSTS, Brain Trusts channel. It'll come up. It's a picture of me and my wife on our wedding day. So anyway, you can reach us there. Purpose of the net is to support and train ham radio operators for emergency communications and hopefully have some fun doing it. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events, activities, and training in support of the local community. Sorry about that. Got something on my chin there. That's what I get for grabbing a snack. Now, anybody have any announcements for the net tonight? Nothing heard. We had a great breakfast this morning. There was 14 or 15 hams showed up over there at Barbecuties in Mount Juliet. We had a great time. Met some new people, and some of the old people met the new people. Some of the old people met other old people they hadn't met yet. So it was a lot of fun. Again, on the live feed, I'm using a different camera, so it's looking directly at this ugly mug, and you can see that ignore the messes on either side of me. If you're on the live feed, I can't really tell right now. There's a couple of people there, but anyway, you can. The feed is right on my camera, right here above the monitor, and it looks almost pretty good quality, at least from my perspective. Anyway, it's a new camera. Hold on. Any other announcements? Yes, HamQuest, July 28th, and that's at Lebanon at the fairgrounds. That's produced and made up by, all the activities are made for the ham community course, but made by the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club. You can look them up on the web. If you look up HamQuest, you'll see it. It'll come up, HamQuest 2018, but it's July 28th. What other community? We have, of course, today's Saturday, so don't forget to get something for your mom and or your wife for Happy Mother's Day. And don't forget to do that. Let me think what else we have to talk about here. HamQuest, the fairgrounds. Nope, I think that's it. Anybody else have any other announcements? Well, of course, we've got Tuesday night is the Vanderbilt University Club net, and that's on where is that? It's 443-800, and that's at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday. They have a plus offset and a 123 tone, and then of course we have a net on Wednesday night, same time, same place. No more announcements for certain. Don't forget to make the Barbecuties the second Tuesday of next month. And we may change that because we really did want to have something other than like a picnic or something rather than just a breakfast. Maybe we can do something a little later west of Mount Juliet Road, no takers. Well, good. We'll go around to the north of Mount Juliet Road, north of Lebanon Road and Division Street. Please come on.
Lima, India 4, Sierra, India, Bravo.
Very good, Richard. How are you doing this evening?
Doing fine, Danny. I have a good time at breakfast. And if we have the cookout, picnic, or whatever you want to call it, I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, me too. Either way, I'm good. It's in air conditioning at Barbecuties, so that's a good part of it. Yeah, but it was great to see everybody. It was a good crowd.
What a good
Yeah, we don't discriminate against guys who don't live in Wilson County.
Oh, no, not at all.
Very good. Good. Thanks for being there, Richard. You have a great signal tonight. You're not on your HT, I can tell.
No, I'm on the whole enchilada.
All right, very good. Who else we got south of, excuse me, north of Lebanon Road, north of Division Street in Mount Juliet? Please come on. I heard Jeff in there. One more time on your call. It sounded funny to me.
Whiskey Alpha 4 Bravo Whiskey Charlie Copy.
Yes, I did, Jeff. No, my brain somehow transposed those letters. It didn't sound. It sounded like you said Whiskey Papa 4, and it says there's no way his call is Whiskey Papa. But very good. That's a Whiskey Delta 4 Bravo Whiskey Charlie. That's Jeff up in the Northwest. You sound good. Missed you at breakfast this morning.
Yeah, well, I was a little busy.
No, that's all right. We don't. No demerits for not going to the breakfast. We'd be happy to have anybody there, and otherwise, you know the story. Family comes first. Good to have you in there, Jeff. Your signal sounds good.
Thank you for the report.
Yeah, very good. Who else we got north of Lebanon Road? I heard there was a double in there.
IW4 DBV.
Hey, glad you could stay up for the event. How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. Good copy on Jeff, good copy on Richard, and of course, good copy on yourself. So that's good for here at W4 DBV.
Yeah, no, you got a good strong signal as well here. I don't know if everybody can hear that. Somebody tell me if they can hear the audio in here because I've got the headphones on. Well, you're not going to be able to do it if you're not on the web. So, I mean, on the live feed. All right, well, that's Brian, Whiskey 4 Delta Bravo Victor. He's also up in the northwest part of Wilson County, north part of, on the north side of Lebanon, west of, it's west of Mount Juliet Road. All right, who else north of Lebanon Road and north of Division Street? Well, very good. Well, let's move over to the east then, east of Mount Juliet Road.
WA4ZHI, yes, you are on your sound is on TV.
Okay. Man, you are loud in my ears. I shouldn't have turned up the volume on this thing. You sound good, James. And it was good to hear you this morning and see you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, very good. You see my map in the background, and isn't that special? Anyway, yeah, we've got, I can even see there's 4 people. It's interesting. I don't notice those because it didn't used to be directly in front of me. It used to be off to the side. And now being right in front, you get a full-size view of my mug here. All right, let's move on. Appreciate you being there, James. Good signal again. Who else? East of Mount Juliet, please come on. East of Mount Juliet Road. Anybody else?
4 EBS.
Yeah, east and south. How you doing tonight, Eddie? Good to see you today.
Doing very, very well. Had a good time. It was a big turnout. We should have counted how many people came in and out. But, almost stayed long enough to eat lunch, didn't we?
Almost. Well, I think there was 15. I think there was. I was trying to, there was too many. It was past 10 fingers. I lost count.
Well, it was a good turnout. Good conversations about ham radio.
Yeah, ham radio and all kinds of other silly things that come up in those kind of discussions. Ham covers a lot of territory. But it was good to have you in there, Eddie, and you sound great. We're still going to find, Eddie still needs somebody to climb his towers. If anybody's interested, contact Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. We're going to get his rotor straightened out one of these days.
And we'll pay.
Yeah, no, I presumed that everybody knew that, but I'm glad you said that. Eddie will pay somebody to climb his tower. How tall is that tower again?
It's about 40 feet.
No, it's not too bad. 40-foot tower. You will pay. Call or email Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Very good, Eddie. You sound great, but then you have to with a 40-foot tower. You can't miss. Who else east of Mount Juliet Road? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road? Wow, where are you? Where are you tonight there, Chris? Where are you, Chris? You're probably doubled with you a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm at home already. I'm at it.
Oh, you must be on the HT then.
I'm west. Just make a bad joke.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. You're doing all right. Which radio are you on? Because I was just saying your audio is a little low. Well, wow, we just ended up with a lot of static on that transmission. Are you on your HT? All I got was static on that, Chris. All right, I'm counting you as a check-in, but I'm not. You must be mobile or out walking around or something because your very signal strength is really crappy. You still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just got better on that one. Are you in your HT and mobile or what's the scoop?
Yes, I was on the street walking around. Just sat down. So just now I picked it up. Out of the doctor.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, I'm able to copy it if you're sitting still or whatever's going on that was blocking that signal, but I'm doing all right. But I'm confident not too many people would be able to hear you unless they were nearby. All right, Chris, I appreciate you being there. It was good to see you this morning at breakfast. Hope to see you again. Who else? Let's see, where we're still working east, but we'll go south. South of Mount Juliet Road. Please come now.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hey, Larry, you sounding good. Nice to see you this morning.
Yeah, good to be there, Paul.
Yeah, that's. Oh, by the way, before I quit here, that was the previous one on the HT was Chris, Kilo India 4 Whiskey Bravo Zulu. He's over there in Hermitage, and that's Larry, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and he's down there in Rockville. Good to hear you in there, Larry. You sound great.
Okay, man, we'll let you get back to it.
Very good. Who else south of 40? Please come in.
Kilo India 4 November Delta. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet.
Yeah, hold on, Jim. Okay, I got Dave in there. Kilo India 4 November Delta November.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Paul. Everybody on the net, running medium power, and glad you had a good breakfast. So
Yeah. By the way, before I move on, Jim, are you able to hear Dave when he's transmitting from over there in wherever he is? Okay, can you hear Dave KI4 Indiana?
No, I don't know where he's at.
Ah, okay, yeah, he's Dave is over there in Reedyville.
Well, yeah, I can hear him if I turn my antenna that way.
Ah, okay, very good. I just want to make sure I had the. I did because you had doubled with him. I thought, well, that's odd. You normally I think would be able to hear him on a vertical. So that was what my question really was. Yeah, Jim, you're David. I mean, Dave, you're on your vertical, correct?
Negative. No, I am on that Yankee when it's north.
Okay, well, that explains it. You're both pointed north.
Yeah, was that a Jim over at Woodbury?
That's affirmative.
Yeah, I was bad. All I could hear was steady.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, because I presumed that he'd be hit because he was pointed north, and I just assumed you were on your vertical, and he wouldn't be able to hear you anyway. But since you're both pointed north, it made it worse.
Yeah, well, that'll change. You know, somebody will improve their receipt.
Yeah, I got you. Well, you're doing fine, Dave. Good signal. Thanks for being there. Jim, you're sounding good.
I can hear Dave just fine. I went down to the southwest, and no problem picking up Dave now.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet Jim down in Woodbury. It was good to meet you tonight, Jim. I still, it's funny when, like I said, I don't know if you heard me talking about that earlier. You get something in, not earlier today. I mean, you get an image of somebody in your mind about what they look like from talking to them multiple times. And then you meet them and you go, oh, okay, that's good. No problem. And then when I hear you talking again, I still have the old image in my brain.
Was it worse or better?
I'm not saying no. No, it's fine. It's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just a funny how you get a mental image based upon a voice and inflections in that voice, and then you go, oh, no, I don't know. I don't know what my image was really. it's like a moving target because you don't really know what somebody looks like till you meet them.
Oh, I know. I understand. And I after you see me a few times, you'll realize I look like I sound.
No, you look fine. It's funny. Just like I said, it's a funny thing how the brain makes up this story about what somebody looks like on the air. All right. Well, Jim, appreciate you being there again. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. That's Jim in Woodbury. Who else south of 40? Please come in.
Kilo Mike 4 November Yankee.
Hey, Bill. How are you tonight?
Doing just fine. I kind of wanted to get up here today, but something else come up. So there's always the future to look at.
Oh yeah. No, that's the breakfast. Obviously, none of this is mandatory, as you know. And the breakfast to me is just a bonus to meet people, rather than just on the air, and it's much more personal. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a lot more fun, but it is more fun when we get together, just drinking coffee and talking radio and whatever else comes into our feeble brains.
Yeah, I think it helps to know what people look like and a little bit of stuff about them. And it just made another friend usually.
Oh, absolutely. I was the quick story is there's a house going up at kitty corner from my house on this empty. It's been empty since the development, probably in the 70s. It has to have been. There's nothing else sitting there. And my mother, who lives with me, says, and she's been here 18 months or so, and she says, "Boy, you're going to have a new neighbor." And I said, "Well, it's going to be another new neighbor I hardly know because the one neighbor I've never met. She and her husband live next door to me. I've never even seen them. They just drive by and wave. I don't even know what they look like. I couldn't pick them out of a lineup. The other lady, she's about 90, close to 90, and I've talked to her a few times in 6 years. And then the other neighbor across the street, I've met the woman once and talked to her. That's it. So I said, I have a whole bunch of neighbors I talk to on the air, and I go to a breakfast meeting. And so I have a neighborhood of hams that I know better than I know my own neighbors.
Well, my neighbors still want to buy my ham, so I guess we're getting along all right.
Yeah, very good. Anyway, that was Bill, Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee, and he is in Murfreesboro. Thanks for being there, Bill, and you got a great signal tonight. Anybody else south of 40, please come in. We had a double in there, but K1 SPD, go ahead. How are you doing tonight? You back from your trip?
Well, we rolled into town. Figure close to a month is long enough.
Oh, was it that long? Wow, that was quite an extensive trip. Where all did you go?
Woodstock, Georgia, Winter Park, Florida.
Oh, wow, that's great. Florida, South Carolina, and Georgia. Nice trip. You told me I forget where you told me you were in Florida. Was it South? I don't remember. Tell me again.
Winter Park.
Oh yeah, no. For some reason, I had it in my mind you were somewhere else down there, but no. In fact, one of my sons, my oldest boy, lives in or near Winter Park. Yeah, that's where he lives. I've not been to his new home, so I can't tell you exactly where it is. But it's a nice area of Florida. It's just that Winter Park is getting pretty busy itself.
Yeah, lots of traffic.
Very good. Good to have you in there, Scott. Nice signal. Nice signal from Laverne. Who else south of 40? Please come in.
TN 4 CCQ.
Hey, Preston. How are you?
She's doing great, man. Did a lot of work today, but other than that, doing pretty good.
Well, work is good as long as you're getting paid for it. That was good work.
No, it was around the house. It was something go ahead and get it done stuff. Nope, I actually had to spend a little bit.
Well, that's the stuff you're supposed to enjoy or doing the work around the house, isn't it?
It wasn't too bad, man. It was pretty warm today, though.
Oh, yeah, it did get very warm. It hit about 80, close to around 89 in the shade in the front of my house, which seems like that's an awful early summer for the first week in May or the second week in May, actually.
Yeah, I didn't check it, but it felt pretty warm out there this afternoon.
Yeah, I know. I stuck my head. I went up in the attic to rearrange some stuff above the garage yesterday afternoon, and I said, "Man, I can't believe it's this hot up here this time of year." So anyway, good to have you in there, Preston. That's Preston, KN4CCQ, and he is in, I'll think of it in a second. Oh, I forgot the name of the place. Preston, you're in Rockville, right?
Yeah, I don't know how you forgot Possum Trot.
Oh, how could I forget Possum Trot? You're right. Maybe I want to. Is that? I did look that up on the web. I did not believe there was actually a place, because it's not really a. They don't call that a regular chartered town, is it?
No, it's just a community.
Oh, okay, very good. No, it's kind of. I like the name. I really do. I make fun of it, but it's nice to have an odd name for a town. Really is. I joke about Mount Juliet because for some reason they decided to put on the bridges here, the little bridges that go over the couple of the creeks. There it says MJ. That's all it says is MJ on both sides, both ends of each of the concrete, sides to the bridge, so the cars don't run into the creek. And it says MJ, and I think, oh, does that stand for Michael Jackson? Does it stand for Michael Jordan? Does it stand for Mick Jagger? I mean, at least they could spell it out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, there's quite a few out there, but shoot, man, I'll take it in and that way. Sound good over here, Paul.
All right, very good. Make one of those breakfasts. Be happy to meet you. Of course, I'm happy to meet any of the hams that show up for the breakfast. So good talking to you, Preston. Again, that's Kilo November 4, Charlie Quebec, and he is in Possum Trot. Maybe just PT. How's that? All right. Who else we have south of 40? Please come in. All right. I think we already started with West. I guess we'll just take late check-ins now. Very good, Mike. How are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. I was just coming in the door trying to get my radio on when I heard you say move from west of Mount Juliet Road.
Oh, you're good. You could have jumped in there, I think. And one of the others from the west side there jump in. Yeah, that's Mike. Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, and East. You're still in East Nashville, right?
Well, I'm not really sure. It's in the Bellshire area now. I'm not sure if that's considered East Nashville or not.
Yeah, when I lived in Tampa, I lived in two separate houses, but they were a block apart. Not that that makes any difference. And I used to get the newspaper, and the newspaper had sections. The Tampa Tribune, which doesn't even exist anymore, it got bought by another big newspaper. And it said, at first I was in Central Tampa, and then we became West Tampa, different sections, and then we became North Tampa. And I actually wrote the guy, the editor of the paper, and I said, I didn't move at all, but yet you've got me moved into 3 different locations in the city. What's up?
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I'm sorry I missed the breakfast this morning, and I normally have a haircut on the day that you have simply breakfast, but I've changed that, so maybe I'll be at the next one.
Oh, that'd be great. Like I said, this is probably the biggest crowd we've had. I said crowd, 15 guys, I think it was. Isn't a crowd, but it's a lot of fun. In fact, I was thinking about maybe we should get a private room because we're kind of noisy, and when other patrons come in for breakfast in the morning, they got to put up with our, 12 simultaneous conversations. It's kind of fun though.
But as long as it's not lollygagging.
No, but at times it sounds like a liar's club.
I can believe that. All right. Well, thanks for letting me check in, and have a good night.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Good to have you in there again. Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, and he's in East Nashville. Who else we got? All late check-ins. Any place, anywhere. Please come in.
Whiskey 4, Alpha, Whiskey Echo, John Bellevue.
Hey, John. Good to have you in there. You'll have to make one of our breakfasts sometime.
I most definitely will. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. We had, like I said, we had a couple of the, I'll say new old hams or old new hams, whichever it is. They're not youngsters anymore, but I don't think any of us are youngsters anymore. Oh, no, we did actually. The youngest ham showed up, Colt, I think he's 16. He's the ham who's just jumped into ham radio recently, already got his general license, and I think his rigs are worth more than his car.
That's fantastic. Well, age is just a state of mind anyway, right?
Well, yeah, I would just wish my body would pay attention to my brain.
Yeah, there is sort of a lag factor there.
Yeah, no, I don't know how. You're right though. It is a state of mind, and until my arthritis bothers me, I don't think of myself as being, well, I'll be 69 next month. I don't think about it, but I still don't see myself as this gray-haired, this look I've got on my head, and the aches and pains that I have. So yeah, but it is a state of mind. I tend to overlook that stuff and still have a good time.
Yeah, but yeah, I will definitely make it out to one of the breakfasts. I thought about trying to do this one, but a work deadline prevented that. Over.
No, again, work and family always come first. Don't you start neglecting either of those two, you get in serious trouble. You can neglect ham radio and you don't get in any trouble.
You are correct.
All right, John, good to have you in there. And that's John, Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo, and he's in Bellevue. Good to have you in there, John. Great signal. By the way, I did a profile, an elevation profile between you and me, and you've actually there's a few obstructions, big ones between you and me and on our between our elevations. I think I have that. I'll have to send it to you. Do you still have your email? Do you mind doing that over the air, or can I look it up?
You'll find it really easily on QRZ.
Okay, I'll look it up there. I'll send it over to you, that elevation profile. You get a kick out of it if you haven't already seen it.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I have not done a profile, but just looking at a topo map, I mean, there are some really big hills in between us, so we may have a unique alignment of valleys or something. It'll be interesting to see. Over.
Oh yeah, I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's like, how does your I know you've got lots of power, but your signal goes right through, around, or over that those obstructions really well.
Yeah, because I've got all those hills. Radnor Lake is sort of in between all of those big 9-mile hill, which is the highest in Nashville, is just to my west, and then we've got all the Warner and Edwin Park in between us.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of stuff in there. I was surprised to see such a big elevation difference, though, in between us. You'll see it when I send it out to you. Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo, and that's John in Bellevue. Good to have you in there, John. A good solid signal. Who else? Late check-ins, please come in.
Kilo 1, Oscar, Foxtrot, Oscar.
Hey, good evening. It was good to see you today.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed it. It was very nice meeting everyone, and look forward to the next one. Hopefully, we'll make it.
Oh yeah. I always enjoy them. It's I'm so glad we started that, just because it's such a casual thing. We try not to make anything formal about it, and it's just a good time to sit around and jaw about ham radio and get to meet the people we hear on the air, but we don't know who they are unless we wouldn't see them. You saw them out in the, you saw them in public, you wouldn't know who they were.
Roger. I'll turn it back over to you. Hopefully, I have a few more check in here in a minute.
All right, very good. That's Donnie, Kilo 1 Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar, south of Mount Juliet. Who else? Late check-ins, please come in. Any place, anywhere, late check-ins, please come in. All right, I guess now we're going for the lollygaggers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners. Let's see, lollygaggers, sandbaggers, lurkers. I forgot the lurkers. And I hope I didn't offend any of the lurkers out there. Please come in. Well, very good. I appreciate everybody checking in. That's we're going to close the net unless we hear any more check-ins in the next few seconds. Nothing heard. Well, I appreciate we had 16 check-ins. I don't know how many people listen. I presume there are people listening, but how would I know unless they send me an email and tell me they're listening? And if they do, it's Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net. And again, appreciate all the check-ins. Look forward to, let's see, today's Saturday, so it'll be next Wednesday. And of course, it won't be another month until we have another breakfast. So you guys have a great night. Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. Closing. It's hard to look at the camera and talk at the same time. Closing the net. Have a great night, people. K4PEW 73. Bye.